Well, right now, let's continue our agronomic updates from our friends at AgriGold, joining us for an update from Northwest Iowa and also to talk about some of the product lineup from AgriGold as we start thinking about 2026. He is AgriGold brand product manager, Steve Shaney. Steve, thanks so much for joining us here on the program today. Hope all is well.
Hey, thanks, Jesse. Yeah, it's going great. I'm happy to be here today.
Let's just start. How is the crop looking in your territory there, Northwest Iowa? I know you're kind of in the Emmitsburg area. We've heard a lot of talk about how the crops look in Iowa. How is your part of the state doing?
Yeah, it overall it's looking very nice in my area. Fortunately, this year we kind of had the opposite of what a lot of areas are experiencing with the wet weather. Timely rains. We had a little bit of some. I think it was a derecho they called it that went through a couple weeks ago. So it did push things around a little bit, but it definitely could have been a lot worse. But a lot of yield potential in Northwest Iowa, and actually made my way back from Missouri just yesterday, and much of Western Iowa looked really nice as I was coming back north. So pretty fortunate.
That's a good thing to hear. Any issues, disease, pests, you name it? I haven't heard a lot of widespread issues from growers this year.
With all the recent rain events and wind, we are seeing some things pop up. As always in Iowa, northern or corn rootworm has typically been an issue, and we see continued pressure in a lot of areas. Some areas have regressed and gotten better, but other areas kind of stayed the same high level pressure that we've seen for several years now. With all the rain and moisture too, one of the big concerns has actually been some southern rust. Tar spot has been showing up in spots. Northern corn leaf blight and gray leaf spot have been kind of rearing up a little bit, and it's not surprising with a little bit of the moisture that we've gotten lately. It just kind of keeps ramping up, and in the soybeans, actually, really starting to notice sudden death starting to creep into fields as well. And again, rain has really pushed that disease along in the beans. So.
Well, I think about this, with all the different disease pests out there, you name it, that speaks to the importance of having a diverse product lineup for growers. I know that's, of big concern to them. Every field is different. So, talk about the importance of having a diverse product lineup like you guys have at AgriGold.
Yeah, we're pretty proud of how diverse our lineup is. And we classify everything with using the Field GX to help understand for those of you out there that aren't as familiar with different genetic types. This really helps distinguish and separate which families are just a little bit different. You talk about risk mitigation, making sure you have good genetic backgrounds and different pools is really important, because the one thing I can guarantee, every year is going to be different. What worked last year is a high likelihood it's not going to work again. I think actually, I did some research a few years back, and 11% chance the plot winner from last year will win again. So making sure you have good diversity out there is going to be really critical out there.
When I think about all the testing and more that goes into AgriGold hybrids and just that intense selection process that goes in each and every year and each hybrid that you guys bring to market, I think that's a key point for producers to know that you guys are testing and vetting all of these hybrids and bringing all these options that they can have trust in knowing that these have been tested to no end and these are ready for their operation. Right, Steve?
Yes, definitely. One of the best kept secrets I've always said about AgReliant is our pre-commercial research. We're testing every major global breeding program out there. We're comparing against our own current lineup. We have some really competitive checks. And if you're going to wear an AgriGold name in that seed bag, it's got to perform. We pride ourselves with ruthless objectivity. And if that product isn't going to perform and outperform some of the other current products in our lineup, it doesn't make the cut. It's that simple. So we're pretty fortunate. We've got our own breeding program, but we're also evaluating other genetic sources as well.
We'll talk about too. I know you guys have some great products in the 2026 class and the lineup as we start. I know the combines haven't rolled yet on 2025, but we already got to start thinking about next year. What are some things that you're excited about as we look at 2026's lineup?
When we launched this class last December, so December of 24, some pretty exciting things. One of the big things is we're seeing a 9.5 bushel yield advantage over our current portfolio. So we're bringing in some new life, some new genetics, some that are brand new, some that are familiar, new trait additions on previous launch class. So we're pretty excited, but that 9.5 bushel yield advantage over our current lineup is a big deal. And I think one of the biggest things that I'm excited for is some of these new AgriSure and Smart Stacks additions that we're bringing into our lineup. Pretty exciting stuff.
Well, I know if folks have questions, they want to take a look at some of the new products and take a look at research, resources, et cetera, et cetera. I know there's multiple ways to get in touch, Steve. I'm sure the AgriGold website, contacting your local dealer. There's so many ways to get in touch and learn more, isn't there?
There definitely is. We're present on social media. We've got a website. It's a great resource and tool. Your local agronomist is one of the best sources out there to utilize. And we've got several agronomists located all over the country. And even your DSM is well-versed in some of these products and can get you to the right place. So take a look at the website first. Grab us on Twitter or X now, or any other source out there. But yep.
Agrigold.com, that website for more information. Steve, any final thoughts? Anything you would reiterate to folks as we think about the AgriGold lineup looking ahead to 2026? Anything else you would mention today?
No, I think I would just reinforce the importance of our research program and what it brings to the marketplace. It's an incredible screening tool, probably one of a kind. We've got great bean portfolio as well. So not only are we selling corn, we've got several other crops as well. And then take a look at that website and see all the different things that we've got in there. Take a look at our performance, some of the great product profiles that we have as well. There's just a lot of stuff to learn about how to manage the crop.
Agrigold.com for more information. Steve Shaney, AgriGold brand product manager. Thanks so much for joining us on the show. We appreciate the time.
Thank you, Jesse.